Hey, what's up guys, it's Josh 6. This is my tutorial on how to go Wardriving with Backtrack 5 using your Android phone as a GPS receiver. Before you get started, you're going to need a couple things. You need, of course, Backtrack 5. I'm booting off a SanDisk 4GB flash drive. You're going to need a compatible wireless monitor mode card. It doesn't necessarily have to be injection, but this card does both. You could do WebCrack, WPA, and monitor mode. It's all that good stuff. Netgear WG111V2, we have this at our store. Also, you're going to need a Bluetooth enabled laptop. If your laptop does not support Bluetooth, we have these USB Bluetooth adapters. They're really good. So basically, your Android phone will be sending the GPS coordinates constantly to your computer over Bluetooth to here, and we'll be feeding it to Kismet. Okay, so the way I got this set up, for more accurate results, you want to have your GPS phone have a clear view of the sky, and your wireless card have a clear view of course, the wireless networks you'll be driving by. So I've got an adapter up here that works good. If you do get a wireless card from us, we provide about a 3-foot extension cable. You can put it around your rear view mirror, whatever works for you. So yeah, here we go. So as I said before, you want a clear view of the sky for more accurate GPS results. I got a car mount there, works perfect for me. We have those at a store as well. So let's just get everything set up and let's go Wardriving.
Alright, so I made this tutorial as easy as possible with the least steps necessary. It used to be that you needed a standalone GPS receiver, say whether it be a Bluetooth or a USB GPS receiver. You needed to edit some config files in a terminal. You had to do a lot of advanced configuration settings, but with my tutorial I've made it as easy as possible. All it takes is installing one program on the Backtrack 5 laptop and one app on the Android phone. So to get started, you need Backtrack 5, and just a note here, you're going to need the base version. The R1 release doesn't work. I ran into problems with the Bluetooth. I did a little bit of research, and because Backtrack 5 is based on Ubuntu, the version of Ubuntu they picked out introduced some new Bluetooth bugs. So yeah, I mean I could even scan or connect to any Bluetooth devices. So you're gonna need the base version of Backtrack 5. You're gonna need an active internet connection. As I said, we're gonna be installing a program, and you're gonna need your Wi-Fi card and your Bluetooth adapter plugged in. So open up your terminal, type in app-get install Blueman. And this really is the beauty of Backtrack 5 being based on Ubuntu. See, you get it from the Ubuntu server, so you can install any .deb program that's specifically made for Ubuntu. Alright, so now it's installed. You can close out of that, go to your system, preferences, Bluetooth manager, and that's what it installed right now. Alright, so now go to your Android phone, and you want to make sure you have an active internet connection with Bluetooth and GPS enabled. Go to the market, search for an app called Blue NMEA. The blue and the NMEA part have to be together, no space, or it's not going to find it. And go ahead and install that. Here's a QR code if you want to scan that and install it that way. There's a lot of apps like this that do the same thing in the market, but Blue NMEA I found to be the most consistent. I've actually never had a problem with it. Some of the other apps, they drop the connection constantly. So yeah, just use Blue NMEA. So now they have installed, just go to your Bluetooth settings, go to settings, wireless and networks, Bluetooth settings, and make it discoverable. And go back to your app drawer and open up Blue NMEA. Alright, so now go back to your Backtrack 5 laptop and just click search. Alright, so here's my phone, the HTC HD2. I'm just going to wait till it stops scanning. Alright, so this part is real easy. Just go down the line here, click add, request a pairing key. I'm just going to put 4 zeros. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it's the same on both devices. There, trust, and setup. Alright, so here's the serial port. This is the port that will be feeding the GPS strings to your Backtrack 5 laptop. Just click forward. And you can see up here serial port service on HDC HD2 now available on dev RFCOM 0. And you can close that, close this. Alright, so now just open up a terminal and type in GPSD dash capital N dash lowercase n dash capital D 3 slash dev slash RFCOM 0. And if up here on the top right it says 1 or 2, you change it accordingly. So yeah, I'm gonna run that. And if you go back to the Android phone, you can see it's trying to get a GPS lock. Alright, so while that's trying to get a lock, open up another terminal, and we're going to put our wireless card in monitor mode. And that's just done with the usual airmon-ng start WLAN 0. And it's going to be set on the new virtual interface mon 0. Alright, so now go, just leave that terminal open, type Kismet, and it's going to run that. And these, I've read through all these. It's basically, do you want to start? So yeah, just click yes on all of them. Okay, yes. Alright, if we wait here, full screen that, you can leave the GPSD running in the back. Alright, so now we wait a little bit. It's gonna ask for your wireless card. Just put mon 0 or whatever you got from airmon-ng. I'm gonna put add, and there we go. Alright, so now that we've added our new virtual interface, just click close window here, close console window, and we'll get sort of a graph thing going on. All the access points that are around me right now, and now that we have a GPS running in the back here, here's our GPS coordinates, speed, altitude, what kind of fix you have, and some other information. So yeah, once that's all set up, you can just put it down and it'll be logging everything, and you can start your Wardrive. Okay, so just a little note here, you want to make sure to keep it around 20-25 miles an hour. Generally, the slower you go, the more accurate your results will be. And like I said before, you want to have a clear view of the sky for your phone, just to get better GPS results. So I got this car mount here. We have that at our store, skidhacker.com/store. It twists like that, whatever orientation you want really. It could be backwards if you wanted to. Yeah, it's really cool. And just a little note here, it works pretty good for a like kind of a dash cam thing going on. It's pretty cool. Okay, so once you have the blue NMEA running in the background, you could do whatever you want really with your phone. You can play music, whatever you want. I'm gonna put the maps here. Actually, navigation there. Just so I can get a pretty good idea of where I'm going. Alright, so if we look back at the Backtrack 5 laptop, Kismet's logging a pretty good amount of access points. We get about 2 or 3 a second, and really you don't need to look at the information too much. You'll get that once we convert it to a KML file, and we could look at it like on Google Earth. You'll see what kind of encryption it has, the clients connected to it, what kind of signal you had, I think, and some other good information. Of course, like the SSID, the BSSID, and some other good stuff. So yeah, we're getting a pretty good amount of access points here. It will look kind of weird, having a wireless card on your car, but whatever. You're not doing this every day. I've also heard of some people, using multiple wireless cards for better results. Like they put one card on if you're in the United States, like channel 1 to 5, another card 6 to 11. Because like right now, one wireless card it goes cycles through randomly through all the channels and picks up networks that way. As with arrow dump, if you look at the channel, it'll just cycle through randomly. So see that's why also you want to keep it at a slow speed. Say if it misses a access point on channel, it won't log that access point. So yeah, about 20 miles an hour is pretty good. I'm gonna come to a stop here. So back at the Backtrack 5 laptop, just press Control, hit C, and that'll stop the logging. Okay, so now we have to gather all the information from our Wardrive and convert it to a KML file viewable in Google Earth. Just gonna ls here, and you can see all the files Kismet logs. Here's the cap file. You can use that for cracking web and WPA. And here's the .NET XML file we're needing today. So for this, you're gonna be needing Giz Kismet. It's available with the Kismet suite. So just type Giz Kismet and -x and the name of the .NET XML file there, and enter. And it's gonna load all of these access points we logged today into a temporary database. Alright, so now to actually make the KML file, we're going to be using Giz Kismet again. Type Giz Kismet -q, quotation mark, select, space, asterisk, space, from wireless, close quotation marks, -o, and what you want the KML file to be named. I'm just going to type skidhacker.com.kml. It doesn't matter what it is, but as long as it has .kml at the end. There, I'm going to ls again, and here's our KML file. There's a lot of websites online that you can view KML files in, and also some Linux and Windows applications you can view mapped out KML files such as these we're going to be using. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to copy it to my external hard drive and view it in my Windows box. Here it's going to be in your root folder. Copy, paste. Alright, so I'm going to go to my Windows box right now. I'm going to see how it looks like. Alright, so now that I'm in my Windows box, you want to go to where you save your KML file. I saved mine to my external hard drive here, skidhacker.com.kml. And if you have Google Earth already installed, it'll recognize that KML file, and you can just double click and open it right up. And it's going to zoom in right now to where we did our Wardrive. Alright, so here's our Wardrive. Not too much, we did about 3 or 4 streets or so, but we still got a pretty good amount of access points. So basically each circle is an access point, and just with a quick glance you can see most of these are 2-wire routers. They're basic default AT&T routers. So I'm going to zoom in here. This is where I started, and just a heads up, if Kismet cannot log a good approximation of where the access point is, it'll just group it with some other ones like this. This is where I started. I was logging for about 10 seconds without driving it, so this could be why this group is so big. You'll run into a group of about 2 or 3 every now and then, but not too much like this. So basically, the red circles means the access point had no encryption. The orange means it had web. The yellow means it had a decent encryption, basic WPA. And the green one means it had the best encryption, like this, WPA, AES, CCMP. And if we look at the information of one, you basically get the ESSID, the BSSID, of course, like I said before, the encryption, the channel it was on, and any clients that were connected to it when you drove by. You get the MAC address, and if it can find it, the vendor of the wireless card of that client. So there's a pretty good amount of information there. I'm just going to go down here. A lot of 2-wire routers. You could get a pretty good, decent approximation of where these were. Like this one, it's kind of close over here. This one, this is like a group of 3, like I said before. There was one with no encryption there. And every now and then, you'll get the usual Linksys wide open. So yeah, you can use this information, for you could upload it to Wiggle if you want to share your Wardrive with the Wiggle database. They get a big log of all these and they put it together, and you can see, information of others and yours online. You can see what kind of encryption people are using these days. I've ran into I think I saw about 4 of, like 80 that had no encryption at all. Like these Linksys, this 2-wire surprisingly, and some other ones. But basically, people are using pretty good encryption these days. There's still a lot of web that are vulnerable, as you know from our other tutorials. So yeah. So that's my tutorial on going Wardriving with Backtrack 5 using your Android phone as a GPS receiver. If you need any help with this or anything else really, go to skidhacker.com. This is our website started by KB12K and I. So what we have here, we have store. Basically half the stuff from the store I use it today. The Backtrack 5 bootable USB, the Netgear wireless card, supports encryption and monitor mode, 500 packet per second injection rate. The Bluetooth USB adapter, I needed that today, and of course my trusty old car mount. This thing is awesome, really. You saw in the video, it works pretty good like a dash cam for your phone. So yeah, we got forums here, people introducing, people need help. They ask around here, we help them out. Or if you just want one-on-one assistance, you can go to the Services Assistance tab, and you can call me on Skype or just send me an email. Alright, so that's my tutorial on going Wardriving with Backtrack 5 using your Android phone as a GPS receiver. Thanks for watching.